Hi everyone. Once again, welcome to and welcome back in my channel today. Hope you are doing good and well and enjoying your life. Today I come back again with a new and something different topic which I was thinking for a long time but did not get more too deep in that part and to bring it for you. But again, I learned something more on that particular part and bringing in front of you now with a new topic that is called DevOps change velocity. It's an overview and I'll try to give a demo, but there's no data for the demo. So this demo is like demo without data, but I will try to give my best to give you a flavor that how the DevOps actually work and DevOps work in the change management. Before I go forward, let me tell you that this DevOps mean, which we know dev plus ops and change we are adding, it doesn't mean that we are doing something DevOps in on the service now. No. In this particular part, this is what I think when I saw this module first time. Oh, we have DevOps in service now. No. So it's something like that. We are using the DevOps concept in ServiceNow where we can bring the different data from the different tool which is required to work in DevOps part, and we are collaborating, integrating the change approval, change policies on the place, and that particular dashboard, that particular place is called DevOps change velocity. So this picture, I'm sure that you will be laughing. Who all are working in the development part, they're laughing by seeing this picture. Here is the development team and they want to send some code. And here is my IT operation team. But the way they send the code is something very far away. It means they think the operation team is sitting very far, but operation team is just next to them. What DevOps says that there is a gap between development and the operation which is causing the issue. And when we club that gap or when we bridge that gap, that is called DevOps. So in this service now, DevOps change velocity, we are bridging that gap actually, so that my change should go faster and quicker in the production with the proper policies, with the proper approval, with the proper flow. It doesn't mean that I'm bypassing something. No. So to understand this part, change, we know that something which is formal process to govern a change in the environment and minimal to no disruption. This is what the change says. Release says under the authority of the change management, when we build, test, execute for the existing services or the new services is called the release. And DevOps is here, which is main focus to bridge a gap between this and this, because change is something need to be deployed, but release is the process to deploy, to build, to test that particular part. So this is what is bringing in the gap of between change and release via DevOps part. So it is bringing the development plus operation together and working on that particular part. So this is what something ServiceNow says, that DevOps is a software engineering culture and practice that aims to unify software development plus software operation. And if you know that nowadays, if you apply for any company, they say that we need a full stack developer. It means they don't want only to be work, or they just don't want that you can only development part. If required, you can do the deployment part as well. This is what the DevOps says. Also, DevOps, the purpose, the aim of DevOps is to shorten the development cycle. It doesn't mean that I need to be wait for 5 days. The code has been checked after 5 days has been done. No. If I done my code check-in now, possibly quicker I can get in the environment so that I can test it, and then it will increase the deployment frequency as well, because the things are going automate here. This is what the purpose here. Now few terminologies we use here. CI is mainly in the, if you talk about the DevOps, there are two things, CI and CD. CI stands that when it's a practice of merging the code, the developer work specifically is this particular part, but the code merging should be done automatically, or they just merge the code and then build should be done. And CI, continuous delivery and continuous deployment. Delivery says when this code has been merged, it should be build, test, and release for the part. And deployment says when the release go in the production after passing the number of series of the test and all the things done in the production, it is called the deployment. But we need something on the place that is help us to monitor all the things in a one place. So maybe it's like a theoretical part, you're getting bored, but once we come on the actual theoretical in the ServiceNow domain, then it will be helpful for you. This is what the picture of the DevOps. So in ServiceNow, or sorry, not in ServiceNow, outside the ServiceNow world, we have a lot of tools which is used for your coding, for your story writing, for your deployments, for your Jenkins kind of things are there. But if we build or if we bring this ServiceNow DevOps perspective, it's DevOps change velocity in the picture. In this particular part, we can assess the risk automatically. Impact can be understood. A build can be successful because everything will be on the place, and then the test coverage also can be done. But again, to do this part, it is required a maturity level. It's not like that only on the day one I get everything. No, we need to go step by step in that particular part. Only then we can do all these things. Because I work for one of my customers on the DevOps perspective, so I know that how these things are working. And after doing that work, I thought, let me create some small video on this particular part to share the knowledge with everybody here. And here are the insights. So we are getting a lot of things from the DevOps perspective in the ServiceNow, where we can see all the progress on that particular place. So total 5 steps I can say we have to do in the DevOps. Number 1 is the planning, because as I say that either you can use ServiceNow for the planning, or if your customer is using Jira, we can integrate that Jira with the ServiceNow. So in the DevOps, mainly what we're doing in the ServiceNow DevOps, what we're doing, ServiceNow is in the middle or on the one side, and rest other tools are bringing their data in the ServiceNow, and that is called DevOps here. Then for the dev, we have a coding, we have a commit. You should a company or account or the project or the client must have their coding practices, their merging practices, their branching practices. This is what come in the dev part. Orchestration, how I can automate my build and testing. Then if this changes for the production, then it should go for the particular part. For the production changes go, then we have a pipeline here. I don't want, if the testing is not done or testing result is less than 70%, I don't want the change should go forward. This is what the policy says here. And finally, it's the insights, that how I can see my DevOps actually supporting me to enhance to faster the or the frequent the release cycles, and faster the check-ins or the deliveries part specifically. If I say something this, you can see. So we have a story, we have a committing tool, we have a job runs, we have a change, we have a release, and finally the production. Now, if you understand this particular part, we are going to see everything in the ServiceNow as well. This is what the purpose of this particular session today. And this is what it's look like. So we have a repository. It's a pipeline staging. We have a repository, we have a build, we have a code, we have a deploy. But I want a change will deploy in dev if it has auto approval. In the QA, auto approval. But in the staging, it's auto approval. But in the prod, it is required a manual approval on that place, because we can't rely everything on the system. We want someone who can monitor these changes and see, yes, it's working fine, testing has been done successfully, then we can proceed further. Now I will come to the demo part. So this is what is the main purpose of this particular part here, is that how this ServiceNow, not ServiceNow, I'll say, let me use the correct term here. DevOps change velocity is the right term to use this, or to ask this, or to implement this in your customer perspective. So now I come to my ServiceNow here. This is why I am on the Washington DC patch 3 release as of now, and I can go in the plugin. Which plugin is required for this? So I can go here and I can search for the change, or I'll put DevOps part and just enter, and I can go here, and this is what the plugin I installed, DevOps change velocity. When I install this plugin, you can see I'm getting the DevOps data model, I'm getting the DevOps integration aggro, I'm getting the flags integrations, I'm getting the vulnerability. It means I can use the DevOps change velocity for my security perspective as well. I did not install that plugin. If you see that few plugins I did not install, if you go up one, let me show this one. I did not done in my system. I don't want to be go further this one. I just want to be use the ITSM change so that I can show this particular demo here. Then we can have the playbooks here. Then we can have a DevOps change velocity is here. DevOps insights are here. Once this plugin has been get installed, then I will go to the role. That what roles are coming for this one, because to access this module, a user need a specific role. Specific role when I say, because with this particular functionality, we're getting a workspace as well. Yes, ServiceNow provide a separate workspace with the DevOps perspective. So I can go and put the DevOps here. So there are there are 8 roles has been provided by ServiceNow for this particular purpose. So one, we have a DevOps admin, who is the complete admin part, adding the pipelines, removing the pipelines, applications, all things will be there. Then app owner, because if I say that, okay, I want to use the DevOps for the email applications only, email services only, then I have an app owner who can work on that particular part. To integrate this, we need a user need this one, tool owner, because as we say, if you see here, if we go back, so we have a different tools here. This one you can see for operate, plan, develop, build it out. So I want that, okay, everybody should be owning one tool, so we can have a owner here, DevOps viewer, who can just see it. And to access the workspace, a user must have a ws.workspace_user role in this particular part. Now this thing has been done. I will not prefer to use the DevOps from the native perspective, this DevOps concept from the native perspective, even though you can go here, we can see here DevOps. So we can see this insights, tool, everything is there. But I will prefer to get a better and good experience, go to the DevOps workspace, and I can go here and I am getting this particular workspace with this plugin installed. So other plugins, other workspaces are part of different plugins. By this particular plugin, I'm just getting the DevOps change workspace as a plugin here. Now, if I go back here on the home screen, let me close this as well. This is what is my workspace. This workspace is very beautifully designed and give you a step-by-step execution, or not execution, I'll say the implementation of the DevOps for your customer or for your particular application. So it says before you go, you have to be set up some tool, then application, and then automate the change creation. So what do you mean by the word tool here? So as I say, if you let me go back here to be just show you this one. So these are the different type of tools categorized in the DevOps perspective. So you can go to the tool here as well, or if you want to go, you can click on the tools here, and here you can see all the tools which you want to be connected. So I don't have any account of any of the tool with me as of now, but if you have maybe Jira or GitHub, because I'm not a developer, so I don't have these things. So if you have a GitHub, you can configure it. So number one, let me go back here for the planning. So for the plan, ServiceNow say you can do the integration, you can build the connection with the agile development. Again, ServiceNow product, you can use it. You can use GitHub Enterprise, Jira, or Azure DevOps, or Rally. Generally, we use a Jira for the planning part because we have a stories. So you can put here your Jira server or Jira cloud you can put, and then you can put, let's say, LNG Jira local, and then go to next one. When I click on the next, it will start working, looking for the next updates, like what is the server name, what is the instance, what is the host name, what is the username, password for this particular part. So you can say it is asking for the URL for the Jira instance. Like I can say Jira dot, or maybe something I can say here, because it is an instance name. So Jira dot your project name or the product name should be there. Then username and the access token. And if you want to use the mid server, then you have to put the mid server as well. And you have to select the capabilities as well that you want to use it for cloud management, OpenStack, what you want to do. You can use it here, because currently I don't have any kind of a tool with me, so I can't show this particular data. But as I say, this demo is without data, but it will give you the complete life cycle of that particular picture. So this way I can connect my Jira tool. When you click on the connect with the username password authentication, it will done, and you can see for the this part, sorry, for this part the connection is built. Then you can give a specific access. I'll show you I show this particular part in the application now. In the same manner, I'll go here and then I can see my tool details here. What is the overall status, tool URL, projects? Because maybe in the Jira, I have my customer has a 10 of projects, but I want to work only A1. So I can have to be give a specific URL for this particular part. Then same thing will be go for the this part dev. So I can say for the coding part. Mainly in the coding, it's a not Jira, it's a GitHub mainly used, or the GitLab has been used, or enterprise. So I can put GitHub. And here again, I can put my LNG GitHub. And the good part is that if you have access for this tool, you can do this actual data, actual demo data, actual demo in your PDIs as well. There's a no section. So you can see I've get this one, but I don't have any authentication here. So I can use, because I don't have a username password. So if I have username password, then I can use it and it can get connected and I can pull my code here. But again, it depends that what branching, what you're using in the background, that is important. That is again your customer policies about this particular part. Now the same thing goes for the, I'll not show the again demo for this one. So next we have a orchestration. So we can use Agro or Jenkins are one of the famous tool in the automation perspective. Same thing I can go. Otherwise, I have some artifacts here, JFrog kind of things you can use. And also important point is that you can use the software quality test as well. Sonar Cube. If my software quality is 90% only, then the changes of this particular code should go in the production. That we can define in our change policies here. And finally, the security one. You can use this. You can use the ServiceNow security as well, or you can use some other security tools which is be linked with this particular part. So once this step has been done, then we have to go for the applications here, because every application must be linked with the tool here. So I can create my own application here, or I can see my previous application. So this is what, to create that application, I can go here and I can see, because this is something given by ServiceNow out of the box. And I can say, okay, I want to do the DevOps on the corp side as an application. So I can go here in the corp side and I can see my complete information here. So this is what is the detail. This is my app name. I can link with the business application, and I can access is maintained by that who the team is going to be take care of this particular part. So you can see this thing in this particular reference list. Only those team will appear who has a DevOps specific role. Otherwise, no all the group should be appear here. Okay. So now if I can go here, so let's say planning tool. Do I have anything in the out of box? There's nothing called that particular part. Sorry, this thing. So I can create my own application as well. So I can go back here and click on the new. So I can say what type of application I want to create. I want to create IT apps or the employee portal. What I said, I want to create a smarter shop. Okay, it's already exists. So I can create new. I can say continuous improvement management. And under that, I can create my own application as well. So I can link this with this particular business application, because again, this application is my main application. I can say from the CSDM perspective, it is my what I can say, business service, I can say. And under that, I have a business application, and then I can put the business application for this one, and I can put it my team. If you see here, it's mentioned user specific access determined. DevOps role, only they can do this particular. I can link this application with the pipelines as well. So let me do this part. No business app is there. Let me say, okay, it should be assigned to server desk. At least I can move forward. And to show you that what is be happening here. So association means when an application get created, then I have to associate that application with the different tools. So I can go here, and because I don't have, so it's saying you don't have any orchestration tool available. So you can't do this particular. Once an orchestration tool will be ready, once Jenkins rule tool will be ready, then it should appear here and you can do this particular part. So I have to do pipelines, then assign service to the pipeline steps. Under this, I have to put the steps and then plan and then repositories. Means from the pipeline. I have to put the services, and the planning means what stories or the work item should become, and what GitHub should be come here. And then you can bring the historical data as well. And finally, it's a summary which says, okay, all looks good. Your application has been created with the proper planning and the repository. Now, if I come back here on the home screen again, the last is the automate change creation. These are the things which we have in the pipelines. Let me show you something here important. So this is what we have done. This one, automation change created. Now to do this particular part, automation change created. So you can see here where view change. Okay. Once we define this particular part, now let me take you to do this particular part. We need to go to the flows. So when we install this plugin, ServiceNow provides us the flows that is mainly on the DevOps change velocity. Let me filter out this again to show you. Not this thing. I will put the velocity. Oops. It's not started. It should be contains. So these mainly these two are given by ServiceNow out of the box. One is published and one is the draft state. DevOps change request advanced automation approval, and DevOps change request minimal automation approval. So in this part, when we reach as the application, then we have to create our change creation process as well, and that we can do via the support of this particular part called the changes. So I'll come here now, and I can see the pipelines, because as of now I don't have any change, I don't have any pipeline available with me, but I can do automate change. When I click on the automate change, it will take me to the next level. Okay, what you want to be automate, for which application? These application will come only from that particular application. I said okay, under this because I don't have any services here, so I can create an application. If you want, because I don't have this data, so it's asking me to create an application. Or let me do this thing. Let me say I want to go for the corp site. Something should be there. Okay, nothing is there. It will take me the same process. Employee portal, next. So here I have to do the same thing which we see. So under the change automation, if you see, we have to be introduction, select a pipeline, and under that we have to be select a step. I'm trying to get some credentials on my own, so that I can show you that how these pipelines can be configured. Maybe in the next video of the DevOps, I'll show you with the actual demo data, so that you can understand that how this particular work has been done in the ServiceNow part. Okay, once it has been done, let me come back here. Now the approval guides. This is what is the important, because I want even though in the pipeline, when I say here, if you say here we can put the policies as well. It's not the approval policies, it's the change policies specifically, I can say. But what ServiceNow say, manual and automation approval flow. If I want to set my approvals automatically, because if you see here, either if this change is going in the dev, QA or stage, it should be auto approved, but in the production it should be manual approval. But when this manual approval should be triggered, something has been given by ServiceNow here. So ServiceNow say base system DevOps flow, which we see just now, manual. If I open this here, it will open the flow designer. See, this is what it's showing me here. DevOps change request manual flow. In this case, it is getting more complicated, because this is not that much easy. You have to bring the data from the different tools, and then you have to show it here as well. So I'll come here. So this is what it says. But it says if the DevOps change request is approved, step execution state will be approved, change request will be implemented, and pipeline will be resumed. So these are the condition has been given by ServiceNow on the flow specific. So these three flow which you see, we have to understand the different flows as well. So this is what minimal automation approval, and if you see is the advanced automation approval. So three level of approval ServiceNow give to us in this particular out of the box model. Okay, but now this is what, okay Atul, I know I can understand the flow, but what about I don't want to trigger this approval? Then we have to go to the policies. This is what we have to create. So it has three things. In the change approval policies, and mainly in the DevOps part, we're using the decision table specifically because that is easy for us to take the decision and get the output from there and put in the flow designer easily. So what they say is that change approval, this is again the base system. In the base system, if for the minimal automation policy, if I'm using the minimal automation policy, then commit work should not be empty, test coverage should be 70%, and code security is blocker or critical zero, more than that. Okay, it means now how this be calculated? This will be get calculated on the basis of your tool which we connect, and we will mention these steps in our change in this pipeline as well. But if I want to use the automation one, advanced automation, so it says number one, commit link work items not empty. It means there must be minimum one work item entry in the change record. Regression test fail should be 0, integration test fail should be 0, commit greater than 50, load test fail 0, unit test coverage more than 70%, code coverage 70%. So this is all outside ServiceNow, I'm saying. This is nothing inside ServiceNow, but the only thing is that we are getting the data from the different tools in the ServiceNow. So don't get confused that do we need to do everything in here? No. When we are building our tooling part, when we are doing this particular part, this particular tool will get the data for this one. But in the system, we just put the policy because I know that to test the codes or software quality testing, there is a tool available. That tool run in that particular customer side, and from there I will get the result and put in my policies here. So like number of outages 7 days 0, number of current outages 0, number of open incidents 0. If these conditions met, only then this workflow will be running for us. This is what the last part of this particular change policies here you can see. Pipelines and policies, it work together hand in hand. And last, I can come on the insights, where I can see my data, where I can see my dashboards, where I can see my progress, where I can see my actual stuff which I want to be see. So it provides almost 6 to 7 tabs to us. Summary. Do you want to see the summary as per the applications? You can see, because if we don't have any application, so it will not show anything to me. It should be something there, application to that. Or I want to see the repository. We don't have any services level. We don't have any business application. Let me clear this part and cancel this. Business application we don't have. Product specific, you want to see this one, or work item type, you can see change, request, bug, because change can be raised for the bug as well, for epic as well, for feature against. It's totally depend on the customer or the client which they're using it. And then we can see this particular part. If you go to the flow metrics, how my flows, these flows has been given, how they are behaving with the system. This is all the PA dashboards we can see. Change request, requirement, epics, other things will be there. Change accelerations part, DevOps change volume, time to close the change, how quickly I'm able to deploy that change, quickly I can do this particular, awaiting approval. Even though it's using the change approval policies, but it will approval policies, it go to the particular stakeholder for the approval. But how I can see here the timings, this part, auto rejection, this is what I can see. Then metrics we can build up here, quality metrics regarding the test passes, code coverage, because definitely I want to be see the data which is coming in the service now. I want to be see in this one place so that I can analyze that particular part. Development, GitHub's codes, vagara, we can see here, and operational stability. Any open incident, any incident get open, any outage is there, any service availability is there. So this is what we are having here. And then if you want to see the list view, you can see all these things here as well. And last, the admin part. Again, this is what admin can do: system configuration, properties, rules, onboarding. We can make a change here. So this is what I'm able to do something to learn and want to be share with you guys. Hope you like it. I'm trying to bring something more with the tools so that I can show the actual demonstration that how the changes are flowing, how the changes get creating. And till the time, thank you so much. If you like my video, please share your feedback, share your comments in the comment section. If you think that I did something wrong, please put that in the comments so that for the next video I can improve as well. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a nice day and see you again tomorrow. See you again soon. Bye bye.